Health officials put Americans on notice over deadly disease. That was the headline. The West Nile virus, cases that have been reported in 9 states as of June 13th, is getting everyone in a frenzy. It's SaraBanta with Accelerated Health TV and radio show, and I wanted to jump on and touch on this. Is it something you should be concerned about? Well, let's take a look. What is the West Nile virus? It is a viral infection that primarily affects birds, but can also be transmitted to humans through mosquito bites. The virus is named after the West Nile region in Uganda, where it was first identified in 1937, and it's closely related to viruses such as Zika and yellow fever. You can get it, how? By the transmission of mosquito bites, and they can become infected by feeding on infected birds, which act as a reservoir for the virus. And then humans or other animals can become infected when bitten by these infected mosquitoes. It's important to note that person-to-person transmission doesn't occur unless you're pregnant and it's your baby, right? So that's something to think about when we are getting all in a hoopla over we be worried about this deadly virus. Well, is it really deadly? Okay, so the symptoms, the majority of people infected, about 80%, do not develop any symptoms. However, approximately 20% may experience mild symptoms, including fever, headache, body aches, fatigue, swollen lymph nodes, and an occasional rash. Well, what does this sound like? This also sounds like the flu and any other virus. In less than 1% of cases, individuals may develop severe neurological complications or meningitis, which can lead to symptoms such as high fever, severe headaches, neck stiffness, and some other things. So should we be worried about it? Well, they're saying it's a deadly virus, but only 20% of people actually even experience any symptoms, and only 1% of cases actually get serious. So what do? The reality is we have thousands and maybe millions of viruses, bacteria, fungus, parasites, candida in our bodies, and they're all living in this nice ecosystem. But what keeps them in control is our strong immune systems. So the best way for prevention, other than not getting bit by a mosquito, is to strengthen your immune system. So how do you do that? Well, 3 supplements are my go-to for any foreign pathogen. Accelerated silver, which is both a physical product with the smallest silver particle size, and then also enhanced with scalar frequencies to make it more effective in helping devitalize any foreign pathogen. But it's also has these healing codes to boost the immune system, and using that scalar technology to make it much more effective. And we also use that scalar frequency in the accelerated copper. Now, I've just gone into the benefits of fat loss for copper and how copper is that hidden hero behind all of these amazing enzymes in our body. Copper's needed for hair, for eyes, for skin, for bones, but it's also needed for keeping uric acid at bay. And uric acid is a huge thing right now because uric acid leads to liver fat, diabetes, insulin resistance, and fat gain. So not only is copper really good for fat loss, but it boosts the immune system. It is needed for so many enzymes and enzymatic reactions in the body. Super important for your immune system. Also helps the iron that is in your tissues get to where it needs to go for people with anemia. And anemia can really suppress your immune system and make you more susceptible to things like the West Nile virus. The third one, Acceleradine. Acceleradine, of course, it is needed for your thyroid, and your thyroid is your master endocrine gland, right? It's in charge of everything in your body. It increases your ATP, which is your cellular energy, your mitochondrial energy. That Acceleradine iodine is so important. It increases that by 18 times. Well, if you have weak cells with no ATP, no energy, how's your immune system going to work, right? Acceleradine, on top of increasing ATP, on top of increasing thyroid and fat burning and fat oxidation throughout the body and helping you feel amazing in brain and body, is antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal, antiparasitic, and boost that metabolism and health. It also works via apoptosis for DNA repair, as well as stabilizing the DNA to prevent prion activation and things with the spike protein that has really suppressed the immune system. This is going around that mechanism of what the spike protein has done to us and actually helping boost the immune system. It also works via a negative charge to neutralize inherent positive magnetic charges of all toxins, including graphene oxide, the spike proteins, aluminum, and radiation. And we are so bombarded by radiation. And guess what else radiation does to us? It suppresses our immune system. So then we are more susceptible to other things like the West Nile virus. West Nile virus, it is really important. So you are getting a huge boost in not just fat loss, not just metabolism, not just physical and mental energy, but boosting your immune system to fight all viruses, all foreign pathogens, feeling your best. And then these things you don't have to worry about. But really take note that they're using words like deadly and fearful. They're trying to increase your fear. What happens when you increase your fear? Cortisol goes up. What happens when cortisol goes up? Your immune system goes down. Really important to focus on staying calm, staying confident, and staying in control of your own health. As it goes with the diet, you can't just do all of this with supplements. You got to sleep, you got to move your body and exercise, you got to do your liver flushes at least 4 times a year. Check out my website on how to do that and how to join the Ascent Diet Cleanse. Happy to help you get on that journey. But you also need to eat, and you can follow the accelerated food guide where you focus on wild animal protein, getting rid of the poultry and the chicken that causes the spike protein to increase and the gut pathogens in your body to take over, focusing on the bison, the lamb, the wild fish, organic eggs, the vegetables that work with your body. Sulfur vegetables may not be great for you. Oxalates may not be great for you. We need to heal the gut, heal the immune system, and then you can introduce those foods back in. So there's some tips. Should you be worried about the West Nile virus? I think you should just strengthen your own immune system and you will be fine, and get rid of the fear and focus on the foods, the lifestyle changes, and you will be just great. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram under Accelerated Health Products, across over 100 channels under Accelerated Health TV and radio show. Tell me what you learned today. What are you incorporating in your boosting of immune system protocol? Share with some friends who may need to hear my voice to help them on this path. And hit the subscribe button so that you can share and I can get more amazing guests to bring on to share with you. Join me every week, Mondays at 2 p.m. Pacific and Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Pacific. You can also use coupon WELCOME10 for 10% off site-wide at SaraBantaHealth.com. Thanks again, and we'll see you next.